Hey there, everybody, welcome back. It's Enigmatic Entertainment back again with another video. You know the deal, so let's keep it real. As you can see in the title, this is top 10 traits that I look for in a woman. Of course, for an intimate relationship. Number 1, good at conversation. First off, everything starts with a conversation pretty much. Communication is extremely important. Communication is key. I believe I said this in a previous video, and I still feel that way. Trust me. Very important. Without it, how can we ever really hope to have any kind of relationship, good or bad? Being a good listener as well as being able to speak are both important here in the trait of good at communication, good at conversation, If you're only able to speak on one topic and you don't really have anything to say outside of that, or if you just sit there and you're just saying like, okay, all right, sure, whatever, yeah, nah, that's not really adding much to the conversation at all, Granted, of course, there are times where there's not much to really say except for that, but generally speaking, putting more effort into communication with your significant other, especially, is a trait that I highly look for. Number 2, physical attraction. This is probably self-explanatory, so let me just break it down real quick. You don't need to be a supermodel or anything like that. I'm not one myself. It is what it is. There does have to be some genuine level of attraction between us, though, and that's that. Number 3, understanding. Now, things like being able to compromise, be reasonable, be considerate, so on and so forth. All these things are pretty much just grouped under this same concept of being an understanding individual, for me at least. Like maybe you're not going to get everything that you want, but be understanding and willing to compromise, on few things. Bend a little bit. And I'll do the same. In the long run, we'll be happier, and that's something that's truly important to me. And, each one teach one hand wash the other, the deal. We both bend a little bit so we don't have to break, I try my best to really just, be kind to people, which goes along with this as well, because we need a little bit more of that in this society. And you could think that sounds corny or whatever, but it really is beautiful to see people who still believe in being nice to one another. If you're mean-spirited, spiteful, hateful, towards people that don't deserve it, then we probably just wouldn't work out. There needs to be a good level of understanding there. Next up, number 4, loyalty and honesty. I'll put these two things together, as they are pretty dang similar. Your loyalty is with me. My loyalty is with you. We're loyal to one another. That's simple. Be honest with me, and I'll be honest with you right back. This all goes, once again, into part of conversation and communication as well, I suppose you could say, but it's very important nonetheless, especially in an intimate relationship. I'm someone who asks a whole lot of questions. I expect honest answers. So if you don't like answering questions, then it's a problem, especially if you don't like telling the truth. Just doesn't fly with me. Even if sometimes the answer is not the nicest thing, if it's honest and truthful, then that's what we have to hear sometimes. And hopefully you are understanding enough to understand that as well. Next up is number 5, similar interest and hobbies. Now, we should at least have a few hobbies and interests in common with one another, really, if we're going to build a strong relationship and be spending a lot of time together. Without having some kind of commonality, the likelihood of boredom or arguing does increase a bit in my experience. I'm the video gamer, the anime watcher, the music lover, the history guy, Be willing to at least take some level of interest in these things if you don't already have it, but don't make it forced either. And I'll do the same with your interests and hobbies. Of course, it's all within reason, like you don't gotta be a professional video gamer or some kind of hip-hop connoisseur like myself, but the effort is truly appreciated and shows that you care. That's actually one of the best ways to show interest in a person in general, is to show interest in their own interest. Next up is number 6, intelligence. Now, this probably goes without saying once again, but You don't have to be any kind of genius level IQ person or anything like that. I'm sure not. Trust me, there's plenty of things that I just can't seem to understand and wrap my head around. I'm still learning a lot about things myself, and I want someone who is also willing to learn. Let's put our heads together and solve problems as a couple, a unit, a team, a pair, a partnership. You know? Two heads, better than one. Next up, number 7. Passion. Now, I don't mean passion in the sense of like romantic and intimately, although that is quite important as well. But here I'm talking about passion for, your crafts or your hobbies or whatever it might be for you, Maybe you really, really love to design. Maybe you really love to draw, whatever it is, You don't have to be like yelling, cursing, screaming, and angry, all that stuff about it, like, that kind of passion. But I mean more so like of a positive sort, like being deeply into these interests and whatnot, spreading joy to others, having enthusiasm, like really upbeat, lively, energetic, whatever word floats your boat. Very important. I love to see someone who's really deeply into something that they find to be like a hobby, Brings a smile to my face sometimes. Number 8. Now, this one is basically knowing how to keep housekeeping, whatever you want to call it. And of course, I'm not talking about like being a maid or anything like that necessarily, but more so as in, okay, this is your living arrangement, this is your dwelling, your home, your habitat, your apartment, whatever it is. Being able to take care of things, like keeping things neat, clean, organized, tidy, not being disheveled, disorganized, being punctual, just having these basic things, being able to, whether it's sweeping, vacuuming, mopping, taking out the trash, whatever it is, just basic level of, okay, I can keep my house clean and running smoothly, and I'm not going to have, dirty clothes just laid out all over the place and freaking all that stuff, and oh man, everything is lost. I'm a person that I'm very organized. I keep things in a place for a reason. Nothing gets lost. Nothing gets broken, so on and so forth. Very important. Next up, number 9. A cooking ability. Now, you don't have to be a chef or anything like that, but knowing how to get down in the kitchen and make basic things at least is quite useful in life. For example, I quit eating fast food a few years ago, like 3, 4, 5, something like that. It's been a while. I don't know. Time flies. So home cooked food for me is the way to go, both for our health and for our wallets. Call it traditional if you want, but I just love seeing a woman know her way around a kitchen. You can cook. Woo! That goes a long way with me. And you can do it with a smile on your face. Hey, I'm just saying. Like, I want to start a family, raise kids, all that good stuff. So, okay, kids got to eat too, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? But, yeah, it's important. Like I said, it's also a financial thing. You save money when you know how to, budget and your food and spending and all that stuff. But speaking of budgeting and finances, that leads me to number 10, financial responsibility. Now, oh boy, have some kind of knowledge on how to invest and save and spend money. Don't go on shopping trips every week just because. It's important to not be spending irresponsibly. You don't got to be making like 7 or 8, 9 figures a year or anything like that, but just be able to know what to do with what you do have. When it comes to things like this, though, of course, there is a sense of being willing to learn. That's important, like I said previously. If you don't know, be willing to find out together. Put 2 and 2 together. Put our heads together. Solve it. We work together at these things. And of course, you're not alone in it. It's something that we do and communicate. Remember, good at conversation? yeah, once again, these things come back and work together. You know what I mean? Now, of course, that was my 10 of my top things that I look for. There are a few more, granted, but I just had to pick 10, so you know what it is. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below if you want to, just have a question, or you can even give your list of what you look for in a man or a woman, in a relationship in general. Whatever floats your boat. And as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Click the thumbs up button if you like the video. And of course, follow the channel on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. And thank you guys. I'm Enigmatic Entertainment, and I am out.